Welcome to my channel, guys. My name is James. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. I actually had a request by a subscriber a few weeks ago, and I apologize for it being so late since I was still in the United States and I wasn't filming at the time. But today we're going to be making what's called Torreznos de Soria. So this is a little bit of a different dish. It's a tapa that is not that common, at least not in my area where I'm living in Spain, in Catalonia. So when he asked me to make this, I was a little like, oh, what is that? So today we're going to make this. It's a very simple dish, very easy, but you may have a little bit of trouble finding the correct type of pancetta, which is what I have here today. And I will also tell you on other methods of doing it a little later on if you can't find this type. And you were lucky as well, because all the other videos on making this specific dish is actually in Spanish. So today it's going to be in English. Anyway, guys, before we get going, be sure to like the video down below, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and be sure to hit that little notification bell so you know when every one of my videos or my new videos comes up. And I'm also on Twitch, just so you know. Anyway, let's get going. So basically this dish is very similar to what we use in the UK as pork scratchings or pork crackling, which is basically just pork skin that you score and put in an extremely hot oven, or you could actually fry them as well. But this dish is actually the entire piece of pancetta, and it's a specific cut of pancetta because when I went to the market yesterday, I was going around to all the different meat stations, and only one lady had this specific cut, and there was no pork belly at all, just normal pork belly. It was either normal pancetta, bacon, or this specific type of pancetta, which is from Soria. It's a region in Castilla y Leon. Apparently this is where the dish has originated. It's a very specific type of pancetta that they regulate and make sure that it's up to quality and everything just to make this dish. However, if you cannot find this pancetta, as it was even difficult for me to find, you can use pork belly if this is the only thing that you can find, or bacon. However, if you are using bacon, try to use something that's not smoked. Now, it's not necessarily going to be a problem if you do use pork belly. However, you want to extract as much moisture as you can out of it before making this dish, because you're basically putting this in a very hot pan. So we want to extract all the moisture. So if you are using pork belly, I would say that I will leave a link down below for you to cure it yourself if you want to go that route. And again, you can try it with normal pancetta. It doesn't have to be this specific type. Although yesterday I got a bit of a talking to because I was asking for normal pancetta, and she was saying no. So anyway, if you can't get it in your area, anything else other than normal pancetta is not a problem. Typically what you want to do is you want to cut that into at least 1 inch or so size strips, thick strips. So out of this piece I'm going to try to get 4 slices. We're first going to cook the skin side to get it nice and crispy, and then we're going to flip it, which I'll show you in a second. However, if this is a little moist, yes, it's not dry enough, I would suggest taking this and putting it in the fridge uncovered so it dries the skin off even more, because the drier it is, the crispier it's going to be when you fry it. Alright, so we're just going to cut nice thick pieces. Let's see if I cut that. First I'm going to cut in the middle, and then I'm going to cut the 2 pieces. And then we're going to cut again, about 1 inch slices lengthwise. They're supposed to be long, that way they'll curl after you fry them. There we go. So nice thick cuts of pancetta, as you can tell. About 1 inch, more or less, because when this cooks it's going to shrink. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get a decent sized saute pan on, and we're going to add a touch of olive oil, just enough to coat the pan, because the bacon or this pancetta has a lot of fat. You don't need to add more fat or more oil to the pan, just enough so it doesn't burn when you add the skin. Once the pan starts to heat up, we are going to add all the pancetta to the pan. Just going to put it in whole, skin side down first. Yes, leave that on. And you want to add a little bit of pressure to make sure that this has full contact. So you can either take a small little plate or whatnot to press down. You don't have to do it the way that I'm doing, but I'm just showing you little tricks if you want to get it even. So once you get it to the skin to look more or less like this, then you're going to have some gaps if you don't, like apretar or like press down. But anyway, once you get the skin to look like this, where it's starting to bubble, now we're going to turn it on the side. And be careful when you're doing this. Yes? And you can either use a non-stick pan. I'm using a ceramic pan today, so it doesn't really matter because again, this is going to be super fatty. Okay, now after about 10 minutes, more or less, we want this type of color on it. We're just going to turn it. And we're going to cook for about another 10 minutes until it's fully cooked through. And we're almost done. Like I said, be extra careful when doing this because you're dealing with a very hot pan with extremely hot oil and fat or grease, and this will spit, so just be careful with your face. Alright, so after it gets to about the same consistency on the other side, it has this nice color to it, it's more or less done. If you continue cooking this, you're going to get rid of all the fat, or it's going to excrete all the fat, and it's going to be like a rock. So you do want a little bit of fat in this, so you're not going to break a tooth. So more or less like this. We're going to turn off the heat, and then we're going to put this on some a plate with a little piece of paper towel to let it dry. Okay, now let's cut one in half. Ooh, still hot. And let's see. You have that nice crispy top, but this is what you want. That nice crispy top, as you can hear. Yes. And the sides are also crispy. And then the inside is not as hard, so it's a little juicy. Let's try. So guys, that's it. It's pretty straightforward to make these. It only takes about 15 to 20 minutes between cooking and, well, preparing them, or maybe a little longer. But in any case, if you like pork scratchings, then you should love these. They're a little juicy on the inside if you don't cook them all the way through. And then of course, the top is nice and crispy, and so are the sides as well. So very tasty. And not as expensive here as you may think. Pork's not that expensive here. It is back home in the US. But anyway guys, nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed this super easy and simple tapa recipe. If you have any more questions or comments or any more suggestions, then don't hesitate to write down in the comment section or shoot me an email if you want me to find something, if you want me to make something, because like I said before, when my subscriber sent this to me, it was like, wow, no, I never heard of this. So I looked into it and I thought, oh, it'd be a cool idea. So I did it. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. Have a fantastic week. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already to my YouTube channel. Hit that like button as well, as that helps with the algorithm, and make sure that you have the little bell clicked as well for all the notifications for my YouTube channel. And I'm also on Twitch, which I have the link down below to my Twitch account as well. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Until then, take care.